Hey bookwormies! So welcome back to my channel, and today we're on the bed because we're going for comfort here, and because today I am going to be reading some 5-star reviews on some of my 1-star books. So let me explain a bit more. So pretty much I'm going to be taking books that I rated 1-star, DNF'd, or 2 stars, because only 1 stars just doesn't fit, because I don't have enough books then to talk about. But with the 1, 2, and DNF, that's enough perfectly. And I'm pretty much going to be looking on Goodreads and finding 5-star reviews of those books, and then I'm going to be reading them out loud. Okay, so here we are. We're going to start. I made a whole list. I made sure to find every book that I've DNF'd and all of that. So, and I'm opening Goodreads on my phone, and we're going to start looking up. So first we have a DNF, which is The House in the Cerulean Sea. I just didn't enjoy this book because it just wasn't for me. It was just kind of slow. And for me, this is, I think, like a fantasy. It's kind of, and it's kind of like more of a cozy one. And I just need action. I cannot live without the action. So I just didn't enjoy it. Okay, so I am going to look into the 5-star reviews. Okay, wait a second, guys. Okay, 2 years ago by Chai, 5-star review. So I think these days more than ever, with a pandemic ravaging every corner of the world, I understand more keenly how absolutely necessary it is to find the escape hatch in reality, to seek out a pleasant corner and while away the hours inside a story. And there's no better one I can think of than this one. The House in the Cerulean Sea is a non-stop pleasure. It flooded every corner of my mind with delight and warmth, and made me feel reassured and nourished in channels of my heart, which had stood scraped dry for weeks. It's a feeling I wish I could put into a bottle to carry with me through the dark. So she's talking about the premise. Okay. So she says it's the cast of tenderly realized characters that carries the day, and that she also says that it's also calmly, intelligently damning, and full of tough questions about difference, prejudice, and complicity. The novel delicately carves out the myriad ways in which we see and don't see our own world and the people around us. It questions our tendency to categorize people to make them seem easier to understand, to slip into neatly received misconceptions and stereotypes to avoid the discomfort of confronting our own ignorance, our shame. But however grim the novel's resonance with the real world is, The House in the Cerulean Sea is always leavened with hope. It knows hate, but believes in people too. It is at its core a joyful celebration of the non-discriminatory nature of love that thoughtfully explores not only its rewards but its risks, and a reminder of the extraordinary power of a gift as simple as kindness. Okay, so honestly, if I read this review before reading the book, I would maybe think of it differently. This book, I feel like is a bit more lyrical. It talks about these heavy subjects, but in a light-hearted way. But for me, I just couldn't get into it. It just felt very slow to me, and I totally understand for other people how this could be perfect for them, but I'm just a person that just doesn't like these kind of books as much. So I don't feel bad. I'm happy to see how other people could see this book in a new light, and maybe if I liked these kinds of books more, or maybe if I found I don't know, if I maybe read it at a time that I actually wanted to hear something more about this, maybe I could really connect to it more and I would like it more. But for now, for me, that's a no. Okay, and also that review, wow, long. Okay, next we have. Okay, I'm gonna look for a bit of a shorter review. Okay, so next we have Yoon, and please excuse me while I dry my eyes and wipe that big goofy smile off my face. What an absolutely wondrous story this Cerulean Sea turned out to be. Linus is a buttoned up, live by the rules, no fun employee who worked for the department in charge of magical youth. Oh, so she's talking about the book. Okay, this book has the most marvelous characters. Everyone we met is kind-hearted, if a bit prickly at first. As we get to know them, they unfurl to the most lovable creatures. They learn and bend and grow into their potential, becoming so much more than they were before. The children, especially, with their funny, exuberant antics, really grabbed my heart and refused to let go. There's a lot of humor packed into pages. I was constantly chuckling and smiling. It was dry and sarcastic and witty, poking gentle fun at work and bureaucracy and taking things too seriously. Humor is so subjective, so I'm not sure how this would appeal to everybody, but it totally resonated with me and kept me delight. Okay, at its heart, this is a story about acceptance and seeing someone for who they are on the outside. This is such a worthy view and one I wholeheartedly agree with. There's definitely an element of cheesiness here that could feel a bit much. At times it borderlines on preachy, but that's only a few paragraphs here and there, and the humor helps to balance it out. Okay, so people think that it's like whimsical and like sweet, but it still talks a bit about like more like about subjects that like try not to be discriminatory and stuff like that. But I still feel like this book isn't for me. But I get it. Like I feel like why people would love this book, so I'm totally fine with it. Now we have another book. This book I have seen on booktube and all of that being more hated on. Well, at least that's what I saw in my end, which is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, which is a book I can't say it's not um her newest release, but it was the one before that came out. It came out before DNF'd, and I'm scared to read DNF'd because I don't know. I'm hearing like mixed reviews on it. But anyways, Not in Love, I just feel like it just wasn't for me. And honestly, a lot of the people that a lot of like the booktubers that I watch also were like, this is just not it. And I just DNF'd Not in Love. I just read it and I was just like, okay, yeah, we're not gonna get here anywhere. I'm just gonna give up on it. Now, okay, so actually there's more 4-star reviews than 5 stars. But still, 1 stars are not that common. I don't know. Maybe some people just DNF'd it and done. Okay. So, okay. Here's one short one that I want to go through. So, unfortunately, my academic advisor now has my Goodreads, and I'll have to explain to him why I rated this higher than Les Miserables. Wow. Okay, and that's it. That's by Lisa. Now we have another one. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but it's a Galaxy leggings in Ellie Hazelwood's books, and awkward and petite tyrants trade them off to seduce their respective kilo wrens. I don't know. People say that it's like funny and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna go with one more review because these for now I've seen that are short. So here's one. Okay, this is way too long. No. Okay, so not only one of Ali's hottest books yet, but probably her most emotionally vulnerable. It had me over here tearing up. I also felt like this was a little less sciencey and more romantic, which I personally really, really loved. I don't want to say much because it doesn't come out for a while still but it was perfect. The spice had me sweating. Truly the Ellie, the MMC could tie me down any day. The way Ellie writes men who are just so caring and understanding, but also simps for their woman. Obsessed. Rue had me crying. My girl had been through it, and she needs to be protected at any and all costs. Okay. Oh, wow. So she then put afterwards like an Ali Hazelwood ranking. And like I've read a few of Ali Hazelwood's books, and they're like the STEM books, the ones that are more sciencey, and I loved them. They were just perfect. Like they were so sweet and so good, and they're short, so like you can really get through them quickly. And then she put Bride and Not in Love in first place, like both of them tied up. And then she has Love Theoretically, Love Hypothesis, Checkmate, and then Love on the Brain. I honestly enjoyed Love Theoretically and Love Hypothesis the most out of all of Ali Hazelwood's books because they're just so perfect. They're sweet and nice. And I don't know, this just doesn't really. Not in Love just doesn't resonate with me, but people just really loved it for some reason. Like it just had the emotional capability to really get into them. So that happened. And that was a review by Destiny. Not Destiny Soul, somebody else. Now, next, we are going to be going with Girl Serpent Thorn, which is a DNF that I had late 2024. So, like, December of 2024 when it was just ending. And I was trying to get through this book, guys. I really was. If you guys watch, I think, yeah, it was my, like, travel reading vlog of the last one of 2024. That maybe I put as the first one of 2025. I don't remember. But, I literally talked and I was like, guys, I can't get through it. Like, I just hated the book. I just couldn't get through it. It just wasn't enjoyable. And I don't know. It just wasn't there for me. Now, this book has like a 3.65 average. And I actually had this book in like my want to read because of Rachel. Because she gave it a 4 stars and I was like, okay, yeah, we should read it then. Like, it could be super interesting. And I just didn't like it. I just got bored really easily. The main character, she annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm sorry for the language, but she annoyed the fuck out of me and I just couldn't enjoy her. Okay? Now here we are with 5 stars. Okay, so, okay, why are so many of these reviews so long? Okay, so yeah, it is like a fairy tale retelling. And, okay, here we have one by Kat. So, I love fairy tale retellings, and Melissa Barshardust, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, tells a lovely fairy tale. In Girl Serpent Thorn, Soraya was cursed before her birth to have a poisonous touch. It's a trope that's been written with many times before. But what makes this retelling so magical is the wonderfully detailed setting. Sister of the future Shah, Soraya has been kept locked away in a lovely garden for fear others will learn of her condition. It's a beautiful prison, but a prison all the same. Now her brother is getting married, and one of the beings who cursed her has been captured. Could there be a way to reverse the spell? I love the slow unfolding of this tale, the characters and the beautiful descriptions. Now, okay, like, there's more to the review, but like the slow unfolding, I just didn't like it. I just wanted to get through it. It was very predictable to me, and I really like. I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna say this forever. Girls from Thorn, the FMC just annoyed me, and the main male character, I just didn't care for him. I was just like, okay, be who you want to be. I don't remember much from the story, but I remember it being really predictable. And I was just like, they're like, you didn't notice that earlier, like really. Trying my best to get through it, guys. There are so many twists and turns in this fairy tale. Debatable for me, but I love that the underlying theme was learning to love yourself and recognize yourselves just as they were, rather than seeing differences as weaknesses. A beautiful fairy tale retelling. I don't know, honestly, guys. I just didn't really find it good at all. Like, it was just there, and I was just like, okay, what are you doing here? Like, I just didn't enjoy it at all. And okay, next we have Dahlia's review. This was so good. If you love queer fairy tales, especially with the non-Western variety, do not miss this Persian-influenced bisexual one. Okay, I just didn't really care for this book. I'm just gonna say this. Okay, next we have a 1-star review, like the first one that actually matches what this video's description actually is, but whatever. Chosen, which is by PC Cast, which is the third book in the House of Night series. I DNF'd this series after this book. I just hated it. I read it, I got through it because it was so short, and I was just like, I don't want to DNF it because it's so short. I could just have like 100 more pages left. Let's just get through it. And also it's just really easy to read, but it's just not there for me. Now, here we are. There's actually quite a lot of 5-star reviews, which I'm confused about. Anyways, so okay, but the first review, like before I clicked on the 5-star reviews, the first review was like a 2-star, but whatever. Anyways, like it's like the most liked one. Okay, first we have Jackie's review. So this series just kept getting better and better. The cast are fearless about adding new dimensions to their beloved characters. I admire the creativity of their world. It's extremely well thought out and cohesive while blazing new paths in the vampiric realm. I really can't praise the series enough. Was it really thought out? I felt like it was just very random. Okay. I feel like this is the same thing that I'd be saying about Girls from Thorn, but like in a different way. But like this is like a vampiric world, so I was like excited to read. I was like, yeah, this could totally go so well. But then like I just started noticing how like the FMC, the female main character, just annoyed me. She like there's these things that she would say. She acted in these certain ways, and I was just like, who are you? Like, I liked her in the first book. I felt like she had some trauma, and we could like totally dive into that throughout the series. But then as we went into the third book, I was like, okay, yeah, she has no excuse for how she's behaving. I just don't see her. Okay, so next we have Christine's review. Okay, I do agree the grammar is horrible, as well as the dialogue, and the way PC Cast always repeats things that her regular readers already know. Like when she keeps repeating how the cats chose the fledglings. Like seriously, shut the freak up already. I already have some issues about what happened with Zoe character, and so I'm going to say in case if you guys are going to read it. I mean, I just find it sickening that Zoe's supposed to be the strong, smart, independent young woman, yet she's not intelligent enough not to have... I'm just not going to say the rest. Even though there's so many things wrong with it, I'm still totally in love with the series. Maybe Untamed will be better, hopefully. So she pretty much, like, I'm not saying any of the spoiler parts just in case, like, because they're not known in the first book. The second book you kind of learn about it. But pretty much she is talking about all the things I've hated in Chosen, and she still rated it at 5 stars. And I'm just here like she later talks about how she hated it and how she hated how like annoying she was, the character, and stuff like that, and these things of how like she was supposed to be represented this way, and then she just was represented in a way that we just didn't care for. And then I was like, okay, so why aren't you rating it at 1 star? Like, I don't know, she's just deep into the series, but I just did not enjoy Chosen at all. Literally a 1 star. It was one of my first 1 stars actually of ever that I remember. But yeah, because I usually or DNF the book or I just give it a 2 stars because I'm just there. I'm like, okay, let's just give it a 2 stars. It can't be that bad. Anyways, next we have The Lost Sisters, which I rated 2 stars, which is like the novella in the Folk of Air trilogy. Like it's the 1.5 book, and I just didn't enjoy it. And like my review is like, I usually love novellas, but I didn't really like this one for a few reasons. One, I don't want to hear about Taryn. In my opinion, she's a pick-me girl. No offense to people who like her, but hopefully I'll like her more throughout the rest of the books. Spoiler alert, not really. 2, the apology, please, so much cliche and stupid. 3, just the novella was so unneeded. I wish there was more to this. That was my review on it. Now I am going to look at the 5-star reviews. Actually, my bestie rated it at 3 stars. I'll just let her like, okay, I'm just not going to tell you. Okay, I'm not gonna say this review. So there's some short reviews, some longer reviews. I'm gonna go with find some short reviews. So Neve said, all I can say is that I hate Loki, and I'm like, yeah, like a lot of these reviews just pretty much say I hate Loki, which I totally get. Like I hated him. I was like, okay, get out of here, bro, get out. Okay, let's do one more. Let's start. Okay, this is Riley's review. Let's start with a love story, or maybe it's another horror story. It seems like the difference is mostly in where the endings come. This was so good. Written as a letter from Tareen to Jude explaining her side of the cruel prince. I still hate Tareen, but I love seeing a bit more into what went with Loki. Okay, at least I'm not the only one that doesn't like Tareen. But I feel like people, even though maybe they hated Tareen, some people maybe like me, they still like this book because it gave us another view of the story. But it was an 100-page letter that Tareen sent to her sister talking about her mistakes. But then she's like, and I was like, okay, but I want to see more action. Like I just wasn't there for like the letter. Okay, next we have, okay, here it is, Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which is the second book in the Palace trilogy. I found it to be a filler book and it was super repetitive, so that's the reason for why it got rated 2.5-ish stars. Honestly, should have been less, but whatever. Anyways, and I'm not the only one that I've seen like that rated, like not super highly. Now, okay, so we're gonna start with Ali Hazelwood. Bro, I'm sorry, Ali, but I actually said Ali Hazelwood instead of your actual name. Now, here we are. She rated it 5 stars, and I need to know why. So, sure, I flew through this book. It was so good. Have just been reading nonstop since I started it. I love Kai and Pei so much. This was such an important book for their relationship progressing, but at the same time, Lauren Roberts continues to find new and painful ways to keep them apart. And the ending, I have so many questions. I never saw it coming. I need book 3 ASAP. Having to wait for so long for it is going to be torture. I like that book 1 has a competition, and then this book felt like a big adventure journey, and the banter and tension in both books is insane. I'm obsessed. Okay, I guess there was banter and like stuff like that, and a lot of romance in Reckless, but I just didn't feel like I was connected to it because there pretty much it was the same plot going over and over, the same thing happening so many times, and I just lost count of it. The ending was good, that's why I got a 2 stars. Just so you know, that's why I got 2 stars. But it just wasn't good enough for me to like actually want to continue, like to love it. It just wasn't that for me, but I understand it. Actually, I don't know. Whatever. Now we have Yana's review, 5 stars. Excuse me, you said what? Who do I send my therapy bills to? Because after that ending, I need it. I mean, hello. I feel like a lot of times people rated it 5 stars because of the ending. The ending was what really brought it in. I feel like everything else was just there. Like, I just didn't find it to be amazing. I don't know. I'm still gonna finish the series. I do have the 3rd book in my want to read list, but like I don't think I'm gonna be reading any other Lauren Roberts books in the near future. But yeah, anyways, next we have None of This Is True. So, did I enjoy this book? No. Did I rate it like 2.5 stars? Yes. I just didn't like this book. I'll tell you guys this. I knew who I just knew what it was going on kind of. I had an idea. It felt kind of predictable and I was just there like, is that really good? And I didn't like the characters. I only liked one of the characters. I didn't like the rest of them. Okay, now we are going to start with the first one. Let's go with you. Oh no, you are long. Okay, we need to get through this because I have a dinner to get to. Anyways, first we have Brady's review. Okay, this is definitely an interesting ride. 2 women living totally different lives and two totally different and separate lives are brought together in a pub on the same night because they share the same birthday. One of them is a nut job, and the story goes from there. Different than most thrillers I've read, but I need more from the ending. Solid 4. Okay, so she said solid 4, but then she has 5-star on there. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, I read this book and I just didn't find it. Like the nut job one, I know who she's talking about, and I just hated her. I hated her with a burning passion. I wanted to literally die from how much she just annoyed the fuck out of me, and I was just there like, no. So this is like a psychological book, supposedly, but like, whatever. I don't know. Okay, I'm only going to read one review now. Let's continue to the next book, which is going to be The God of the Woods, which was one of my which was my second DNF of the year. Let me get it on here. Okay, so this book I've seen like, it was a very, very, it was a very popular book talk book, and I read it like after a long time. I was supposed to read it in December, I think it was, yeah, for like for my book club in Fable. If you guys want to join, I have it always linked down below. And I don't know, I didn't read it then, and I read it like literally this month, and no, just a no. Anyways, so Lottie from book club rated it. So she said, I think I would be a great detective, and then I read something like this and realized that I would be definitely demoted to traffic. For me, I just found this slow, and I just didn't enjoy it. I just need more action to it. Like, I enjoyed it at the start, and I was like, okay, I could get down to this, and I was like, okay, yeah, no, never mind. I'm not interested at all. Okay, long review. Let's find another one. So there's a review that's literally like, damn. That's all it says. Okay, next we have Maxwell. This is the book of the summer. Easy 5 stars. We'll write a full review later, but definitely check this out when it releases next week. A perfect, literary mystery thriller. I don't know about that. People say that it's like a mind gobbler and it was like so crazy and like they could have never guessed who it was and stuff like that, but I just don't know. I don't know. Next we have Nocticadia. I expected this to be good, but I don't know. It just freaks me out. It's a bit freaky, and I just didn't enjoy it. It just wasn't there for me. It was a DNF'd book. Like she was okay, but she could have been great, and I just didn't feel for it enough to want to continue reading it. Okay. Okay, 4.5 stars. Read if you're looking for Blue Lands vibes. So she's like writing like a checklist. Okay, she's like for this review by SK. She wrote Gothic romance, check. Dark academia, check. Forbidden romance, check. Professor X student romance, check. Age gap, check. Slow burn, check. Angsty, check. Only one bed, check. Secret society, check. Smutty, check. Touch her and die, check. Now, I did enjoy the romance. I got through like maybe like 40, I think, percent. I don't remember. Don't ask. And the romance just really didn't like it. I didn't like it. And then there's like these parts that I learned about the story to do with more of the fantasy, and I was just there and I was like, okay, no, we are not here for this. It just freaked me out. It was a bit disgusting for me. The book just didn't really bring what I wanted it to. Like, this is not what I want to read about. Okay, so, okay, is there any other reviews that are kind of short? So, okay, there's also another review that literally just says, I want to read it again. Okay, so people say that it's really good, but I just didn't really enjoy it. I don't have a lot to say about it because I don't remember anything except for like a few scenes, but like that's it. But yeah, so I feel like honestly, guys, we've gotten through quite a few of the books. I still have a few more books on my list that are like 2 stars, 1 stars, and DNFs, but I just didn't choose them. But if you guys would love another video of me just sitting on my bed and talking about books I've rated like 1 star, 2 star, and DNF'd, and like reading the 5-star reviews of them, I'm just staring at my phone like it personally offended me, then comment down below and I'll do another video of this, because I don't know why, this is just so cozy and so fun to just like sit here and talk about these random books. So yeah, tell me guys down below if you guys would like another video of this. Now, I want to remind you guys, this is just my personal opinion on these books. I totally am okay with like if some people rated the books that I hated 5 stars, and I totally understand that, even though probably in this video I probably look like I was like, is there something wrong with me or with them? But that's not it. I understand that there are people that probably enjoy these books more than I did, and everybody has their own book taste, so I totally understand how it is. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.